Welcome back. The midterms are just a few weeks away, and much of the focus is on races happening in key swing states around the country. In Arizona, for instance, incumbent Senator Mark Kelly is maintaining an edge over Trump-backed Republican candidate Blake Masters. In fact, the Cook Political Report just changed their categorization of the race from toss-up to actually leaning Democratic after the latest fundraising numbers were released. All of this happening while the crucial Latino vote in Arizona has yet to be swayed towards either party. The state's Hispanic population of over 2 million could literally be the difference in this election. But the question is, can either party step up and actually reach these voters, get them to the polls? Joining me now is Elvia Diaz, reporter for AZ Central. Elvia, welcome. It's great to have you. I want to read for folks just a little bit of your reporting here, and then we'll talk. So you write this. 42% of Latinos said nobody had contacted them about this year's midterm election. That is bad news for Republicans jubilant over the end of Roe, which gave women the right to abortion nationwide. But it's also bad news for Democrats who should be ashamed of themselves for largely ignoring this important voting bloc. Can you expand on this for me?
Well, you know what, I find it incredibly disheartening that no one had contacted most Latinos, at least, 42% of the Latinos have not been contacted as of the beginning of August by any party and by any means. So they have not gotten any email, any phone call, nothing whatsoever. So essentially Democrats and Republicans were assuming the Latinos are just going to vote just because, right? We see this in every single cycle where Latinos are taken for granted until the last few weeks of the election. And we're seeing that right now as we speak. So I do see some candidates in the Democratic Party and the Republican Party here in Arizona. They are reaching out to Latinos right now. But again, we're only a few weeks away from the election, and that's exactly what they have done in every single cycle. And by now, it might be too late.
It is astounding, especially considering some of the results, surprising results in certain states that we saw back in 2020 in the presidential election as well. Want to dig deeper into some of these numbers, Elvia, because I find them fascinating. Talking, of course, about abortion, right? One of the hot topics, the biggest topics, especially for Democrats going into the midterm elections. If you're looking at numbers here, a whopping 80% of Arizona Hispanics support keeping abortion legal. So you would think if you're a Democrat campaigning, you would really want to be digging in to this number and trying to get out as many Latino voters as possible. But obviously, according to some of that polling that you showed, that's not necessarily happening. How, though, are both parties in the state of Arizona handling the issue of Roe?
Well, I mean, yes, those numbers are very telling. 80% of Latinos here in Arizona and nationwide in the same survey, it showed that a great majority of Latinos also support keeping abortion legal, regardless of their personal beliefs, and that's going to be very difficult for the Democratic Party. For the Republican Party to break it into it, because we know that a lot of those Latinos are Catholic, and they probably are pro-choice as well. But they do believe that abortion needs to be legal here in Arizona. It just happened on Friday. So abortion, it is illegal here, and the judge just ruled that Arizona will be implementing a law that was first enacted in 1864. 64, yeah. So in 1864, so clearly that's making national news. So Democrats have a real opportunity here to reach out to this kind of electorate, but unfortunately, I don't see it yet. So hopefully they will take this opportunity and reach out to Latinos in different languages and different kind of message. And this is one of messages that really resonates with Hispanics, regardless of political affiliation. We know that most Latinos nationwide, but also here in our state, in our border state, do align with the Democratic Party. However, they are, there's a sizable number that are Republicans. So we know that those are saying that that abortion should be legal.
Elvia Diaz, thank you so much. Bye.